Hello, hello. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome. This is Star Love Healing. I'm Tish, and I am here to, I don't know, just like connect. It's been a while since I've done a live, and I haven't done the December readings, and I'm sorry about that, but I am going to this week. So, oh my goodness me. Vader's here. And he needs to be recognized, so let's all validate him. Oh goodness, I just realized I didn't turn off my notifications. Okay, let me see if I can do that. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh geez, come on. I'm sorry guys. Do not disturb. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, we're in December 2025. Doesn't it feel like it was, oh God, it was just springtime, and summer was amazing on some level. It felt like a really long summer, in my opinion. Fall, we're still in fall. I take that back. And that's why I don't consider the calendar year to be a true reflection of years. It's the spring equinox is when the new year starts. So we're about to be at the winter solstice, which is so, I love it. So welcome. I am just kind of here to, like, again, connect and see what we need to know, because a lot of people do go by the 2025, 2026 thing. And on some level it is meaningful, right? I mean, it's a little bit more of like I'm a huge planner person. I don't plan anything, but I do love planners, and those usually go from January to December. So yeah, here we go. And so on that level, I can see how, like, it is a nice, like, wrap up. And so that's why I kind of wanted to get on and see what we're dealing with, and just tell you guys thank you so much for watching. And I hope you guys are doing well. And he's being aggressive right now, so I'm sorry. But also, oh, that reminded me, right before I came on, my phone, because I'm using it to record this, I don't know what happened, but I guess when I was setting it up into the camera stand, like, I instantly, like, something got touched and my music came on, and it went to Paula Abdul's Forever Your Girl. And I think that was a massive, like, sign that this energy is kind of what's happening here. And oldie but a goodie, right? I mean, I don't even remember if that was the 80s or the 90s. It had to be the 90s. But Paula Abdul was like the it girl. And that song is just like a blast from the past. So we're going to do a Tish Tuesday. And that's with all of my self-created oracles, and see what's going on. But also, that whole, like, Forever Your Girl is definitely a beginning energy. Let's just say that. And Vader is sitting here thinking he's gonna, dominate, which, he does. And he should, because he is a king. He's a king of cats. What is that? Oh goodness, from Romeo and Juliet. If I forget this now, I'm gonna be so upset with myself later. Tybalt. I think it's Tybalt, who is the king of cats, I think is what they say. Anyway. Oh, he's putting my own hair in my face. Oh, no. Okay, we're done. Ugh. Ugh. There you go. He knocked over some cards, and that's a sign too. So let's see what these cards say. This is from my Wild Hearts Declarations, Volume 2. I love that mountaintop. Have you reached the mountaintop, guys? It says, there's not one part of my life that I don't want you a part of. And then we've got, nobody speaks to me the way that you do. I miss that. Oh. And it says, I'm seeing how far we've come throughout this time apart. And it says, can you meet me tonight in the 4D? Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're going to lay those out just so I can like kind of have a basis. To me, that can we meet tonight in the 4D kind of always, how it comes out in like reality is usually like in your dream state. Every time I get that, it's kind of like an elevated connection, something that you, it's not 3D. We're not having a verbal conversation with someone where they have a reaction, you have, you know, your response. It's a higher elevated energy level. And usually that for me is kind of in my dream state, meaning our dreams are going to like probably have some connection, or it's going to be healing in some sort of way where it's because we do a lot of our healing in dream state. And even if you don't know you are, if you have a dream, you are resting and you are healing, which is the same as resting, right? But whatever you're working out in your dreams is something you're healing inside of you. So something possibly is a really great dream. I mean, I don't know about you, but I have been having some really great dreams. Like I had a dream that about me and this person who I've had dreams about many, many times, but this was a completely different dream. And it was, I loved the fact that it was different than any other dream. And it meant that we're progressing as two human beings. And I love that. And as I'm talking about this, I wanted to touch on this little string here, right? It broke off, that tie, right? I don't know if you can see it or not. That tie, it broke. And then this broke off too, and another little string. So, and it came from my self-created ruins. So my little bag that I've had since the day I made these, I put them in this like beautiful bag. And when I went to go seal it, it broke on this side and I had to retie it. But I loved how this was like the sign of like a red string of fate that was broken, a karmic tie that is finally broken and can be discarded and be done with. And oh, I don't know about you, but that is so poetic. I am so happy for things that, connections that no longer need to be connected. And so I'm hoping that you're feeling that too, and you've experienced that. Oh my gosh. And just to touch on, some of these red string of fate kind of connections, they're 100% past life. But some of them are just kind of like, they're not even in the 3D anymore. Like, you've already dealt with this person. You've already run the course with this person in like 3D. But they stay on your GD mind. They interrupt your energetic force field and then ping you with something. And it is like a telepathic connection, but my point is that some of these connections have been broken, and they may not even be 3D. They might be this elevated 4D connection, this telepathy, this, you know, energetic bond. And it's done. It's done. Cheers. Cheers. Oh my gosh. So, cheers to that, because you know how hard that is and how much we've worked our butts off to make this happen, and to have healed ourselves in the matter of like this situation, this connection, and it just lingered after the fact, and you're just like, can I please be done with this? Can I please be done with this? I'm done. Like, I made the conscious decision to be done with it, and for it to linger on after the fact, and then all of a sudden it's like we finally get relief in that energetic connection where it's like, oh, finally, it's done. It's absolutely done. No more thinking, no more interference by their energy. So if that is you, then we're in the same like kind of flow here, and good for you. Good for you. So, let's see. All right, we got some of those out. I don't know what I want to do. Oh, you know what? I want to do this. Okay, this is my mixtape oracle, side A, because it's the old Walkman. I'm a total like, I'm a Zennial, so I'm between Gen X and millennials. So Walkman, every day, all day. All right. What can we know regarding this story, since you just really like point blank pulled it out? Did you notice I didn't even have a chance to like actually start anything? It kind of like just started for me. There's not one part of my life that I don't want you a part of. I'm seeing how far we've come through this time apart. Nobody speaks to me the way that you do. I miss that. And can you meet me tonight in the 4D? Huh. I mean, even all that kind of sounds like someone who's like still reminiscing, right? It says, the song, this is lyrics, and it says, the song is Only You by 112 featuring Mace and Notorious B.I.G. That is so interesting. Has anyone been watching the documentary on Netflix that is, you know, very popular right now, with someone who is truly one of a kind, but it has Notorious B.I.G. in it. I just started it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch it, and then finally I did, and I'm only like 3 episodes in, but oh man, you know, like my formative years are being like changed, and I love that, because I think that's a sign in itself where it's like you could have thought you knew something, just to come to find out you only saw a version of it, the version that was painted for you to see. And that kind of happens in the music business and Hollywood. but it's kind of like and also a sign that that happens in our own life. How you, friend groups, they'll show you what they want to show you. And you think you know their truth because they're your friend, right? Or this revolves with family as well. But do you actually know the truth? You know a version of the truth, which is, it is a version, but it's not the whole truth. And I feel like that's kind of touching base on this energy where it's, again, my entire formative years outside of, my early 20s was that time period that they're talking about in that documentary. And I'm like, I didn't even know, I didn't know all the backstory. Not that any of us did, but now we're seeing it. Now we know how we should have been looking at it from the very beginning. There's certain things in our life that we will find out later. And hopefully it's not something that absolutely just is too close to you. It's like it's 1 step, 2 step, maybe 7 steps. Like what is that? The seven something from Kevin Bacon. What that saying? 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? It's kind of like that. Hopefully you're a couple degrees away from whatever this truth is that you're coming to find out. And it's not like you're in the frying pan, right? Like it's right there. Like you were like, oh shoot, like I should have known this, right? Hopefully. Okay, back to the quote or the lyric. It says, girl, I want to be with you. No one else, only you. Why can't we just make it happen? Baby, I need you in my life. Ugh. Okay. So obviously there's some reflection on how good it was, how good it could have been, how good it can be. Are you seeing this? Or have you already seen this? So you now know this is someone else seeing this about you. This is, your intuitive muscle needs to be working right now to understand if this is even your story, or if this is something you resonate with, or if it's not something you resonate with, is this something you think someone is feeling about you? It's your intuitive muscle right now is needing to make that decision. That is what tarot calls upon you as the watcher. Okay. Girl, I only want to be with you, no one else. Why can't we just make it happen? Baby, I need you in my life. There's something more to that, and I'm trying to figure it out. There still is some far awayness with that. It's almost like still some hopelessness. Oh God, honey, I need you to respect the time. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Well, okay. Putting yourself out there. Maybe a message. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. With this card, this lyric, it was kind of like there's still distance. There's still some sort of excuse that's being made. Where this person is like, I just wish this could happen. Well, why? Why can't you make it happen? What's preventing you from making it happen? Is it just this mindset that you just think it should come to you? And I will say this, if you're a masculine watching this, you should be making the first step. If it's a relationship, because clearly this is pre-relationship energy. If you're a feminine watching this, then, you know, I mean, I don't, okay, I'm going to be, oh, geez. I'm weird in the sense that I believe feminine should not be the one who's the pursuer. I do have girlfriends that would say otherwise, and they would like to boldly make lots of forward things, and I just don't resonate with that. I feel like feminines should not be like sitting here like pursuing people. It's, if a masculine person is not coming after me heavily, deeply, boldly, they ain't my masculine. Because I shouldn't have to be sitting here going, please want me, please. Like, no, I'm not going to be doing that. And I don't think any feminine should be doing that. Because and I only say that because experience, from experience, if I've ever courted, if that's what it would be, courted a man and like pursued them, it was doomed from the start. They were not the masculine energy that I so wanted. They would always fall short of that because they were not walking in their masculine energy, because they were not wanting me. So this is a sign that I think if you're a masculine and you're feeling this kind of way, then it's time. Oh, okay. Hold on. I just dropped the card. Oh, come on. It's making, this card is trying to like make me do something, which is interesting after I just went on about how it's like, you know, you got to do something. You got to do something. But it says, what is that? It's like this little message notification saying, text, call, connect somehow. It says putting yourself out there. Anyway, there's something more. You do not bite me. I swear to God, guys, he only bites me when we're on camera here. It's like he's just like, oh, I'm like, I swear. Oh my God. Okay, putting yourself out there. Stability for a solid foundation. 444. Craving. Okay, move. You're gonna go. Craving. Cold-blooded in someone's ear and shedding. Does that mean someone has to like shed something? No, it's that craving energy. Okay. It's very clear in this reading. There's one energy here that is longing, craving, wanting. But I'm not seeing the other side of this conversation, right? What is the problem as to why the action isn't happening? What is the holdup? What is the obstacle of why this action is not being taken? Oh, by the way, this is my Neon Signs Lenormand Charms Numbers Alphabet Oracle. Maverick. Someone needs to just dive in. Jump. A fool. Like this is the Fool card energy. Do it. Someone just needs to do it. But we do have the 1111 card here. Make a wish, enlightenment, and spiritual growth. So I feel like with these two cards coming out, even though they were separated, one was over here, one was over here, it does feel like this person still needs to have, you know, one more thing that happens for them to have like this spiritual awakening, like spiritual growth in okay. Yeah. Okay. I feel like this person needs to have at least one more thing that's a sign, synchronicity that shows them go now. Do it. And as a masculine energy that needs to be doing this, that will come. I don't know what it is, but men are masculine energy. They know when they should do something. They absolutely always know when they should do something. If they listen, is a whole different story. But they know. They know. So I feel like they're waiting on divine to be like, go. Maybe this is a moment where they're having to kind of like sit here in this energy, and it's almost like, okay, I'm getting the vision of a dog who has like a treat on their nose, and they're just sitting there like the treat's like balanced on their nose, and they're sitting there and they're sitting there and they're sitting there and they're having to learn patience, and they're just sitting there and sitting there. And as soon as their owner goes, go, the dog like eats that little, like he knocks it off and eats it, the treat. That is what's happening. So with that being said, that means this is very much divine timing. I love this because sometimes like people really need to have like that lead up energy where it's like, okay, we're in, I used to be a track runner. And so you would get into like the track stance in the blocks. You have your feet set, your hands are out, you're down, you're like ready to go, and you're just waiting for the gun to go off. That is the vision I'm getting, where you're just like, okay. And the whole point is to get yourself prepped, ready, set. And if, let's say, you didn't have that setup, you didn't have the blocks, you didn't have the time to get into there, get set, mentally get in that zone, and then go. If you didn't have all that time, you just walked up and was like, let's go, you're in a whole different mindset to take off in that race to that finish line than if you didn't have the blocks and you didn't have that mind set up. So I feel like this person's kind of like in the blocks, waiting. Okay. But I feel like communication is gonna happen. Oh, the letter R came out. That can be someone's initial, first, middle, last. but also it's kind of like reunion, recalibration, review, reset, reconciliation. Mm-hmm. And innate energy. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the energy is here. It's just kind of like hovering, waiting until someone gets this 100% dialed in. It might be at 99%. You know how like you're watching your phone charge and it's like, okay, it's going slow, and then it just sits at 99% or whatever, right? You know, and you're like waiting for it to move to the 100, and then it's like, it's almost done, but it just needs a little time to cook. So, Z, gotta finish something. Something's gotta wrap up. Look, guys, I just had the letter Z and then the A came out. Something's gotta wrap up for something new. For something to start all over again. Okay, what I just heard was, is what you're wrapping up exactly what you're about to start again? Are you starting what you're about to start? Are you going to do it the same way you have been doing it? Because something's ending. So what you're about to start, is it the same exact thing as what you just ended? No shade, that can happen. Believe me, that can happen. And if it does, oh well, it's going to happen because you needed another round to learn it. It'll be more uncomfortable next time. So if you think something's uncomfortable now, it surely will be more uncomfortable next time. But there is something that's ending, and I think this like energy is showing you that it is, and you know it's ending, or a version of it is ending. So are you gonna make some changes? W came out, so maybe another initial of someone's name. But also, there was somewhere here, yeah, it says make a wish, 1111, make a wish. Make whatever the heck you are wishing for, just mentally go for it. You gotta believe that you're gonna get what you want in this lifetime. Gotta believe it. That's half the wishing process, the manifestation. Okay, that's falling out. Music is healing. Okay. Okay, again, why did I say this felt like this lyric felt like someone being like, but if only they would, you know, like, because that's the mindset that's being done. Man, I just wish that we could make it happen. But that wish is very negative, not believing. So is your mindset, is your manifesting mind got excuses? Okay, let's see this. Every time that card, Music is Healing, comes out, I got to pull out my mixtape oracle. Now this one I'm going to do the side B, because I made 2 oracles. What is this energy for Music is Healing? Please expand on this reading. Help us understand what we need to know. You know, what's weird is that didn't even really feel like it should have come out, but it did. So is this kind of like what we're having to battle against? Because even though we don't want it to come out, it is something we do express. We do choose. We do make happen, even though we don't want it to. Because this happens all the time with us as humans. It's our reaction. It's not our response. It's, what is the word? What's this, what I'm trying to say? Sometimes we have reactions quickly in the moment. But if we had it's like almost involuntary, because it's our programmed response. I feel like this is an obstacle here that we're having to heal. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. This makes sense. The song is Unkiss Me by Maroon 5. And it says, so baby, let go. Gotta let go. It's disrespectful. I can't handle this never-ending kind of run around. Yeah, unkiss me. Untouch me. Untake this heart. Okay. So what the obstacle here is that needs to be healed is someone's like heartbreak, disappointment, projection of how all relationships will be, because that's how all relationships have been. It's a mindset of how things will be, whether they make any changes or not. Yeah. So, I hope that makes sense, and that sometimes we can get in a rut of, even if you're in a healed place, I will say this, because I've gone through this myself. I actually just went through this. I realized, okay, I've done a lot of healing. I've done so much, and I think I've really transmuted a lot of energy about relationships. And yet, I still kind of in the back of my mind think that I deserve someone that is not my energetic level. I will give options. I will give an opportunity to someone without them doing a whole hell of a lot. And so my point is that you got to get out of the mindset that you deserve that, or that's what you are looking for. So that's just one example. But I think what this is speaking on is whatever you are going through, whatever your idea of a relationship is, whatever it has been, you need to be like looking way farther. Because if it hasn't worked for you, then clearly it's not for you. And you need to like be like thinking, my next relationship will be so much better than whatever I've been attracting. And it's not going to be the same old, the same old love. It's going to be grand, and it's going to be big and magnetic. But what's weird is that like these little tiny cycles, because that's what I feel like about what I was going through. It's like, I thought it was like such a tiny little like thought process, because I'm like, man, I had to like find it way deep down that I was even thinking that. And yet it's a really big mindset, but it felt teeny tiny, because I'm like, I'm way past all that. But yet deep down, it was still there, stuck in somewhere in me, that was the truth. And that was my pattern. And I'm just like, wow, how trippy, how like I had to really search for this thing that really seriously is governing my entire outside. So what I feel like here is that you have to like really move past a mindset of how you think, what you want, what you deserve, what you'll accept, what you want to do. Because I think there's probably some people who are like, they want to be different in a relationship, but they just can't make it happen. Right? So what is that for you? Because this is a collective reading. I don't know what yours is, but it is something that is a constant program going on in you. But I love how this card came out right after I said the never-ending kind of runaround. How I was saying just before that, I was discussing how like sometimes you'll do something as a reaction and you didn't even know that was going to be a reaction, but it's like a pre-programmed situation. Oh, goodness me. It says, say anything. The say anything here is like the whole play on the movie where, I mean, the iconic scene where the guy is like got the boom box and he's blaring it to the love that he has up in her room, being like, I'm sorry, take me back. I know better now, right? Okay, what I'm getting from that is whether this, okay, this is kind of big. For some of you, this is a moment where you need to figure out what you can do to rectify this can be either in 3D or energetically, but you've got to reconcile something from a relationship from the past to be able to squash this pattern. Something. I don't know what it is, except the fact that it's like screaming. There's got to be something from a past relationship that you absolutely have to come to terms with. Give forgiveness, either to them, to you, but something has to be forgiven for this to actually let this pass. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm getting hot. I was hot because my cat had gotten on me, and now the heater is really high up and I'm like dying of heat. So I'm gonna wrap this up quickly. Okay, what is the ruin that we need to know as a collective regarding this entire situation? Okay. Oh, no, I can't even do this. Because oh, gosh. Okay, forgive me. I don't know my ruins 100%, and I know I wish I would, but I just don't. And I cannot remember what this ruin is. I will try to do a post later with the ruin and what this means, but if anyone knows what this is, then look that up. It's like this little lightning zigzag. I can't remember it. I have a little cheat sheet here, but I actually went traveling this last weekend to Dallas, and I did a reading there, and so I'd taken all this there. And it's still in my bag. I'm so sorry. I forgot to bring that out. So, sorry. We will go to this, my Portal Power Oracle. We will go to this and get the last remaining energy. What can we know here? Okay. We got the gravestone. It's the death card. Fear not of something that is inevitable. Peace is assured. Says nothing is actually gone unless you want it to be. So, just as a I don't know why I don't want to say this. It's almost like I want to get emotional about this, but I don't want to get emotional about this. But you know how people who are addicted to something, they'll never get free of that addiction until they actually want it to be gone. That is kind of what it feels like here. Do you want this cycle of whatever that's preventing you from moving forward? If you could have everything okay, what I'm being told to say is, what is it that you know you need to change? And I think it's something you've been shown that you need to change. It's not been something that's been told to you lightly. It's been very loud and boldly. What that thing that you were needing to change, if you knew that you could actually quit it and it would change your entire world, it would bring in every single thing that you wanted in this lifetime. If you were to just quit this one pattern, this one mindset, this one cycle, would that be a reason to do it? Because I think that's your message here. It is the reason to do it. Everything that you've ever wanted will be on the other side of quitting this one thing. Because like I said, it seems tiny and minute because it's like something that was deep down in there. You didn't even think it was a big deal, but it is polluting your aura. It's something that is so bigger than you think it is, because maybe your ego is pushing it down. Maybe something is telling you it's not a big deal. But I think if you were to look back, like I was talking about that damn documentary, if you were to look back 10 years from now, 20 years from now, at you now, right now, sitting here watching this, if you were to look back 20 years ahead to now, you'd be going, if I would have just stopped it then. Or knowing then what what am I trying to say? There's something about whatever you are dealing with right now, if you could change it, you would see how you didn't have the real truth about it. It was something that you didn't have all the truth. So that's why right now you need to change it, because it completely abolishes it from your entire existence. I don't know. I don't think that made sense to you as a watcher, but I hope it did, because it feels really deep. Okay. But again, the other part of this card says, fear not of something that is inevitable. Peace is assured. We're all going to pass away. We're all going to move on to the next realm. We're all going to do wherever we go, we don't know. But we're all going. It's inevitable. Some of us go earlier than others. Some of us choose to go earlier than others. But we're all going. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, we all, as breathing human beings on this planet, we go through many deaths in our lifetime before the final one. We all do. We go through lots of deaths. Think about how you were when you were 5. Are you that person anymore? No. You've laid that to rest. You've evolved into someone else as a teenager. Then you've laid that version of you to rest, and you've evolved to the next 20s. You've laid that to rest, evolved. You have lived so many types of versions of you. And all of those versions had to have you lay to rest of that version to move on. This is just another leveling up. It doesn't feel good sometimes, especially when it's something you really want, especially if you're addicted. Because look, that card is the addiction card. Craving, wanting, desiring. It's obsessive, right? So whatever you are, I think the end all be all on this is, you know what you need to lay to rest in order to get what you really, 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 really want. But the question here is, are you willing to lay it to rest? I feel like we're all at this point where it's like Spirit Divine is asking you, man, if you don't want it now, then I don't know if you'll ever really, really, really want it. Because this is the moment where it's saying, this is the most amount of willpower, want, need that you will ever have to make this accomplished. And on some level, the divine is, like, I see a silver platter being put out. You can have everything you wanted, but are you gonna, you're gonna set down whatever's in your hand so you can receive what they're giving you? Wow. Okay, guys. This was far deeper than I thought it would be, but I mean, that kind of makes sense for the end of the year, calendar year. Everyone, only because this is the time of year for generations that people always look for December, closely to the end of December, to be like really honing in on what they need to get rid of, like their New Year's resolution. What are we gonna, do for the next year? What is our, manifestation for the next year? What are we gonna let go of this year? Everyone, the collective, is really just harping on what they're gonna give up and embrace in the new year at this time of time, right? So it makes real sense that the energy is pretty damn heavy, because everyone's like wanting something else, and they all think this is the birthday candle that you blow out. The new year is going to be the new wish that you're going to get. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But as a collective, that is what people kind of like to focus on for the end of a calendar year. So that's why it's pretty damn heavy right now. Everyone wants to be a better version of themselves. And amen, hallelujah to that. I hope everybody wants to be a better version of themselves. We'd have a whole lot more better people walking next to us on this planet if people really, truly wanted that. So God willing, that will be the case, right? But this does feel very, very deep. And if you resonated, then I think you already know what you need to do. So, oh gosh, man. Well, God, we made it through that reading. Cheers. Oh my God. Well, thank you for watching. I will get on to the monthly readings for the North Nodes. And looking forward to that, because I feel like your North Node is really going to be like your North Star, your destiny, your destined path. So if you don't actually already watch my North Node readings, then that's what I usually do for every month, is kind of like tap into your North Node, like what your North Node is set in on your birth chart, and what your biggest challenge, obstacle, achievement, victory is going to be. So anyway, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And I hope y'all take care. And I will see y'all next time. Have a great new year. And, keep being the best version of you. That's how we all kind of lift each other up, is being incredibly authentic to yourself. And that creates everyone around you to want to be the same. And then if that's the case, then we are all walking around being 100% authentic. And that's the highest vibration we can be. So, all right, y'all, take care. Bye. Oh, let me get this.